I'm sorry for the disrespect. I'll make every effort to spread awareness. I'm sorry for any names you've been called. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Since I don't know the ancestors, I can talk to the children. You are the children of your ancestors. Thank you so much. Please, let's forgive each other and work together. God bless you. From my heart to your heart. I don't want to cry. Oh God. I'm sorry. You guys have put up with a lot. I'm sorry.
Your culture is resilience. Your culture is innovation. Your culture is strength. Your culture is guiding black people to embrace their melanated skin. Guiding black people to embrace their hair. Guiding black people.
I apologize. Thank you, your fathers, your mothers, your ancestors for what you did for us. Because you fought for freedom. You paved the way so that immigrants can come and be very free in America. So I'm sorry that we have not really acknowledged it, but I'm acknowledging it today.
Thank you, my sister. Thank you. Thank you.
Where were you born? Introduce yourself. Where were you born?
My name is Crystal Robinson. I was born in Chicago, Illinois, and you know, I'm so happy that I'm starting to get back with my African roots. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know where you come from. I don't know. This is all I know, and I just would love to know, you know, what tribe I came from. You know, just all of that. And I just thank you for your apology.
You're welcome to Africa anytime if you want. You don't have to.
No, I want.
And by the way, she's very hardworking, very professional.
Yes.
Very, like, I can't even. I think she works harder than me.
That there will come a time when black people wake up and become intellectually independent enough to think for themselves, as other humans are intellectually independent enough to think for themselves. Then the black man will think like a black man, and he will feel for other black people. And this new thinking and feeling will cause black people to stick together. And then at that point, you'll have a situation where when you attack one black man, you are attacking all black men. And this type of black thinking will cause all black people to stick together. And this type of thinking also will bring an end to the brutality inflicted upon black people by white people. And it is the only thing that will bring an end to it.
My kings and queens from Africa and across the ocean, I will say grand rising to you. Now, today I come to speak with humility. I'm going to speak with love and with revelation because something powerful is happening across the world and I need to talk about it. It's a spiritual awakening that is breaking centuries of misunderstandings among black people or black families. Now, black Americans for centuries have stood on the front line of global liberations. I know we know that. Some Africans, maybe they don't know that, but now we are learning it. Okay? And they are standing here often without recognition. And right now, slowly by slowly and surely, black people outside America, black people from Africa and from Caribbean, from Latin America and Europe are starting to see the truth about black Americans. When I post a video, I see comments. I see a lot of black Americans saying Africans don't like us. Some saying Caribbeans don't know. And a lot of black Americans are saying that they are usually on their own. It is true. You don't lie. But right now, black people outside America are starting to see the truth. We are starting to understand the pain of black American. We are starting to understand the victories were not only theirs, it was for all of us black people. Their resilience, their music, their protest, their pride. They have carried the whole African world on their shoulders without even knowing it. That's what I'm going to talk about today. But before I continue, I want you to watch these clips here and then I come back with more commentary.
This is a message for African Americans. To begin, I want to say I'm sorry. As a black Latino, I did not understand your struggle. I did not understand that your fights impacted me. I did not understand that all of your sacrifices impacted me. I did not understand that all of your stands impacted me. Africans, Caribbeans, Black Latinos, anybody that is Black from any part of the world have benefit from you, have benefit from your sacrifices, have benefit from your struggles. And I wanted to say, I'm sorry and thank you. Yes, the Holy Spirit allowed me to come to this message this morning, to pause and say thank you. I am feeling blessed in my life. I am feeling very blessed. But who can you show gratitude? And the Holy Spirit showed me that it's you that I need to say thank you to. So when someone say, Black Americans have no culture, you tell them, your culture is resilience. Your culture is innovation. Your culture is strength. Your culture is guiding Black people to embrace their melanated skin. Guiding Black people to embrace their hair. Guiding Black people to embrace who they are. That is your culture. Your culture is music. Your culture is art. Your culture is all of these things that have impacted each one of us. And the first time that I was called the N-word, I didn't even know what to do with myself because I did not know I was Black. I thought I was Latina. But even the Latinos did not embrace me because they saw my color. When they heard my action, then I was welcome. That I reject. But I accept me because you have helped me accept me. You have helped me understand about Martin Luther King. You have helped me understand about all of these things through your movies. And I thank you. I want to say thank you. And again, I'm sorry. May God continue to bless each and every one of you wherever you are. And please look in the mirror and realize you have blessed us all. So now, focus on blessing yourself. Bless yourself. And I will be praying for you.
My Black American, African American family, I'm sorry. I apologize for the sins of the ancestors, the fathers and the mothers of Africa, for what was done to you. I'm begging the African government to please give our brothers and sisters free lands when they come. Give them money. Let them take part in the continent, in ruling the continent of Africa. Please forgive us. Please. And for those Africans that have come here, you paved the way for us. I'm going to say it boldly. You paved the way for us because you guys, your fathers, your mothers, your forefathers, your ancestors, they fought for freedom. I acknowledge it. Without the way you guys fought, we might not be here. And some of our own forefathers, our own ancestors learned from your fathers and mothers. They learned, they reproduced this movement in Africa to be able to free us. So thank you. I'm sorry for the disrespect. I will make every effort to spread awareness. I'm sorry for any names you've been called. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Since I don't know the ancestors, I can talk to the children. You are the children of your ancestors. Thank you so much. Please, let's forgive each other and work together. God bless you. From my heart to your heart. I don't want to cry. Oh God. I'm sorry. You guys have put up with a lot. I'm sorry.
Black Americans are right to be mad. They are. You see, us immigrants, this country long enough, you should know that. The reason why we're here, the reason why we are allowed to be here is because of the work Black Americans did. because of the sacrifices they did, because all the fights they had to fight in order for them, because they didn't do it for us, they did it for themselves, and it's right. But today we are enjoying the fruit of their labor, and we should not forget that. I'm an immigrant, and yes, in my community or in an immigrant community, and nobody can say otherwise, is a lot of disrespect for African American. Being in this country for the amount of time I have been here, if I act like I don't know that, it means that I'm willingly demeaning them. They are mad. And you know what immigrants should do right now? We should not be arguing with them. We should be quiet and listen. Many immigrant community call them lazy. They're not lazy. They even say they don't have a culture, and that's an insult. Of course they have a culture. Of course they do. In the music, in the food, in the way they live their life, in the way they dress, they have a culture. And by the way, a culture that is a leader in many ways. Our children in Africa dress like black children. Children in Asia dress like black children. Children in Latin America, in Europe. So please stop saying, and it's not only limited to clothing. It's in music, it's in history, it's in literature, it's in science. You're going to come to people's house and you want to look down at them? You want to disrespect them? No doubting the experience, no undermining the experience, no forgetting the accomplishments. To Black Americans, my brothers and sisters, I apologize. Without them, we will not be here. Without them, we will not have the opportunity we have here.
I've been seeing a growing number of videos from Caribbean and African immigrants apologizing to Black Americans. They say that we all need to be more considerate, more respectful, and more grateful that the efforts and the struggles of Black Americans allow us to benefit from living in this country. And I absolutely agree. I think that acknowledgement matters, and I think that sentiment matters. But the thing is, that story stops short. Because those same people go on to say how lucky they are, how lucky we should all be that we're able to leave our feeble little developing countries for the chance to pursue greater opportunities here in the United States. They don't go as far as questioning nor stating the conditions that made it necessary to leave in the first place, or the conditions that has positioned the United States as a so-called land of opportunity. They don't question who engineered those conditions, who benefited from those conditions, who's benefiting from those conditions, what forms of corruption and exploitation and plunder make it such that dignity and survival felt accessible, felt possible only through leaving. That part keeps missing, and it's intentional. And without it, we risk circulating and rehearsing half-truths, because it's not just immigrants that need to be doing this interrogation. It is Black Americans too. When these videos gain enough traction, they're met with comments like, finally, someone who understands our struggles, finally, someone who sees what we've done for this country and who recognizes it, and someone who understands that, you know, we've fought for this. And that reaction is valid because it's emotionally guided and it's rooted in truth. But the truth is not complete, because rarely do people pause to question how American exceptionalism has conditioned all of us, including Black Americans, to center the United States as the end-all in this narrative. No one pauses to question why we are the ones apologizing to each other when we're occupying a system that we were not complicit in creating in the first place. A system whose architect is stealing from every single one of us, who is extracting from all of us in broad daylight while we're left engaged in mindless quibbles. For what? Cultural clout? What? And I understand that those videos are intended to facilitate progress, to facilitate connection, unity, recognition. But progress, true progress, requires that we hold the full picture. That we hold the whole picture, not just the respect, not just the apology, but that tension that recognizes that our interconnected struggle is a consequence of a global structure that is rooted in our collective exploitation.
To my African family on the continent or around the world, I just want to apologize. I want to apologize to y'all for this rogue group of African Americans who are trying to delineate themselves from the rest of the race. I want to apologize to y'all because they do not represent the majority of us. They are just a slim minority of us that have this radical thinking where they want to be all by themselves. So I just want to apologize. I want to tell y'all, most of us do not think like them. Most of us are not on the same page with them. Most of us don't even associate with them because they are just a fringe radical group that is trying to sow seeds of discord within our race. They're not about unifying with anyone or anything unless you identify with their thought process. So in my eyes, they're just doing the work of the CIA. They are the new black terrorists that's trying to divide us and keep us separated. You realize they never talk about unity among us as a race. They always just talk about delineating and of this special class and this, but yet they always using Republican talking points. But at the end of the day, man, we're not going to worry about them. For those of us that's out here in the field, out here doing work, we're going to continue doing our work. We're going to keep pressing forward. We're not going to pay attention to the haters. So for any of the family that feel disrespected, understand that that's just a minority, a small minority.
Welcome back. Now, for a number of generations, many of us outside America were taught lies about African Americans, and we were told they were lazy. We were told they were violent or lost, you know. We were told that they had no culture, that they complained too much, that they failed to move on from slavery, you know. But those were not our words. Those were the words of the colonial system. Those were the words repeated through education, through Hollywood, and through religion. Systems designed to make the African family mistrust each other, okay? When the oppressor saw the unity among black people could destroy his empire, he divided us through narratives. Africans were told that African Americans were spoiled. Caribbeans were told that they were better because they had discipline. Black Latinos were taught to distance themselves from African-looking people because their skin was a little bit brown. And in that division, the white system thrived. So division of black people made the system of the white to thrive. But right now, the truth is coming up. And the mirror of the struggle is on the light. As we open our eyes, we realize something divine, that black Americans are the mirror of our global struggle. You know, their battles in America reflect the same oppression Africans face on the continent. Okay? Poverty, exploitation, police brutality, and economic slavery. Back then, when George Floyd cried, "I can't breathe," the whole world realized that it wasn't just an American cry. It was the cry of every black suffocating under injustice, from Nairobi to Kingston, from Sao Paulo all the way to Lagos. We started to understand that their fight for freedom and equality is a continuation of our own liberation struggle. Now, for those who read the Bible, in Genesis 22:18, the scripture says, "And through your offspring, nations on earth will be blessed because you have obeyed me." Genesis 22:18. Let me pause on that. Who are these offspring? These offspring are the descendants of those who survived the Middle Passage, the children of the enslaved. These are descendants of the enslaved Africans, okay? Those who turned pain into power, who turned chains into rhythm and trauma into testimony. So, through their obedience, through their faith, through their resistance, all nations and blackness have been blessed. African Americans obeyed the divine call to stand even when broken, to speak even when silenced, to march even when murdered. And through that obedience, the spirit of liberation spread across the world. That their music, you know, their speeches, their boldness. Black Americans have become a global gospel, if I say so. They have blessed the nations, not through wealth and armies, no, but through spirit. You know, their influence is something else because it has transformed the world big time. Just think about it, from it's called what? Harlem Renaissance, Renaissance to civil rights, from hip hop to Black Lives Matters. African Americans have exported more than culture, and they have exported courage. When Malcolm X spoke, Africans listened. When Dr. King marched, the Caribbean marched. When Muhammad Ali refused to fight in Vietnam, he inspired freedom fighters across Africa. So the rhythm of their drums echoed in Soweto. Their words empowered Pan-African leaders, for example, like Kwame Nkrumah, Lumumba, Sankara. And when America tried to silence them, the vibration reached the motherland. Up to now, it was through the fight of Black Americans the world began to redefine what black meant, because we thought black was a curse. But we redefined that, knowing that black is not a curse, but a crown. So today, even Black Latinos are confessing the truth. For decades, colonization in Latin America convinced them that black was a label to run from. They were told that identity as a mestizo, mulatto, or brown, anything but black. But right now, the truth can't be buried. Black Latinos are discovering their roots, in Brazil, in Balek, the Dominican Republic, in Colombia. And they are realizing that their identity is tied to the same African blood that flows in African American. So when an Afro-Latino says, I don't understand, or I didn't understand your struggle, and I'm sorry, it is not just an apology. When an African say, I did not understand your struggle and I'm sorry, it is not just an apology. It is a prophecy. It is the moment of reconnection right now. Here on the African continent, our eyes are opening. Something powerful is shifting. Africans are beginning to realize that the narrative they were taught about African Americans was all a lie. The system made Africans believe that African Americans had lost their way. But in truth, they found their way first. They were the first to confront the beast directly. They faced the empire on its own soil. When Black Americans protested, they didn't just protest for civil rights. They protested for global Black dignity. Even every freedom we taste in Africa today is connected to that struggle. Their courage gave us permission to be. Their courage gave us permission to rise. Their courage has given Africa permission to rise again. And a system used us, or the system used division to control us, control Black Americans, to control Africans, The system of white supremacy operates like a virus. It infects minds before it infects system. It told Africans they were pure Caribbean people, they were different than African Americans, they were inferior. But that division was strategic, because if the African family united spiritually, economically, and mentally, the system will crumble overnight. And that's why they control education. That's why they control entertainment. That's why they control religion, just to keep us apart. They made sure that when a Black man in America cried out, his brother in Africa looked away. They made sure that when a Black woman in Africa celebrated, her sister in the Caribbean didn't recognize her victory. But you know what? Those days are ending. Those days are ending. I know you know that. Tell me in the comment section, do you feel that? Because personally, I feel like those days are ending. And there's a new sound in the air, the sound of reconnection. African Americans are visiting Africa in large numbers. Diaspora are buying lands, starting businesses, and building bridges. And African people are beginning to see that our destinies are one and the same. When a Black man in Ghana builds a tech company, when a Black woman in Atlanta opens a school, when a Black Latino starts reclaiming his roots, all of them are fighting the same battle. We are one body, one people, one vibration. And the prophecy of Genesis 22:18 is alive. The descendants are blessing all nations. So even those Black Americans who have grudge with Africans, they keep on saying we are not African, we can never be. I understand your pain, understand your message. But for me, I can say a lot of Black people outside America have started realizing their mistakes and knew these things. We were not the one who created. It was created just to divide us. Just like slavery was created, colonization was brought up, on the way. All of this was created by the system to make us divide, or to divide us. To my brothers and sisters in America, thank you for standing when you had every reason to fall. Thank you so much for turning chains into culture. Thank you for giving the world soul, for giving the world rhythm and resistance. Thank you for keeping the Black spirit alive when the world tried to erase it. Because of you, we found our voice. Because of you, the world began to listen. Because of you, Africa is rising. Because of you, even those who defined their blackness are now. Because of you, even those who denied their blackness are now embracing it proudly today. You have blessed the nations. Okay, now, and I'll say this. The Holy Spirit is moving through the African diaspora, reconnecting what slavery, colonization, and white supremacy tried to destroy. The same spirit that told Moses to free his people is now whispering to black people across the globe, unite and return to your divine identity. And this is more than DNA. This is identity. This is destiny. We are witnessing a prophecy unfold, the healing of the scattered nations of Africa. Okay? Just look around. The world is obsessed with black culture. From our music to our fashion, from our dance to our speech, everything we touch as black people becomes global. Hip-hop, Afrobeats, I'll say this. Black Americans' creativity is the spiritual language of resistance. And through it, they have taught black people how to survive. They have taught us how to thrive and shine even under oppression. So every beat, every lyrics, every move, every march, it's a continuation of Exodus. Okay? Many outside America once looked at African American with envy, wondering why they dominated the spotlight, but now we are realizing that their spotlight came with scars. Their fame came through blood. Their strength was forged in pain. They carried crosses so heavy that the whole world could see what it means to be black and divine. Okay? Now, instead of jealousy, what we are doing right now, we are looking for reconnection, African diaspora must reconnect. It's just a must. Just imagine that what happens when African children unite. Africa has land, resources, and youths. When African Americans invest in Africa, when Africans learn from the struggle of the diaspora, and when black Latinos reconnect to their roots, we become unstoppable, okay? And that's why the system fears our unity, because our unity is the end of their power. So unity must go beyond emotion. It must be economic. African Americans spend over 1.6, right now it's like over 1.8 trillion dollars a year. That's more than many nations' GDP. Imagine directing that energy towards African industries, African schools and businesses. Okay, the Black Caribbean economy, African natural resources and diaspora technology could create the first global black economic system. That's a new revolution. Not guns, not violence, but wealth, education, and unity. Okay? Some might wonder, why did God allow African Americans to go through so much pain? Maybe because they were chosen to awaken the world. Just as Joseph was sold into slavery, but rose to feed nations. African Americans were enslaved, but rose to inspire nations. They became the prophetic example that through faith and resilience, a people can overcome the worst and still bless the world. That's Genesis 22:18 in motion. Okay? And the time has come for healing. The healing of black family. No more divisions between continental and diaspora. No more colorism. No more superiority complexes. No more ignorance. We must recognize that the white system benefits when we fight each other, and white system loses when we love each other. So the healing starts with gratitude by saying thank you to black Americans. We also say sorry for every misunderstandings, okay? And this generation, Gen Zs, they are fearless. They are no longer waiting for permissions to connect. African youths and diaspora youths are linking through music, business, and social media, They speak one language, black pride. They are wearing natural hair, rocking African prints, speaking Swahili phrases, learning African history. They are the physical manifestation of the awakening, and the system cannot stop it. No, because what? Because it is divine. Okay, family. Faith has always been the engine of black Americans, or black survival, even in the darkest ships. Our ancestors, I know they find ways to sing hymns. In the field they prayed. I always imagine, even in the protest, they shouted that we shall overcome. So today, the same faith continues, but it is expanding beyond religion into divine identity. Right now, we are realizing that we are not cast, we are chosen. You are chosen. You are not inferior. You are not ordained. We are not forgotten. We are fulfilled prophecy. And the future of global black movement is this. The next decade will define the future of the black world. If we unite, culturally, economically, spiritually. We will rise above every system designed to contain us. African Americans will continue to lead in global consciousness. Africa will rise to innovation, and Black Latino will bridge North and South. We will build schools, we will build industries and media that tells our story. System won't hand us freedom, but together we can create our own freedom. So today, I honor the message of everyone who said, I'm sorry about Black Americans I didn't know, but right now I do. You know, that's the first step towards healing, first steps towards confession and gratitude, you know. Now, I just wish this message travel from all the way here, from here Nairobi to Lagos, all the way to Caribbean, all the way to South America, all the way to Europe, all the way to America. And I leave you with that. Genesis 22:18 is not just a verse, it's a prophecy. Through your offsprings, all nations will be blessed because you have obeyed me. Until next episode, peace out.